Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Welcome to Divorce Happens, the show where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, and a little bit of laughter. Because as you know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. I'm Olivia Howell, and I'm coming at you today with a quick solo episode, just you and me, to talk through something I know so many people face during divorce. Let's get started. One of the most tender human parts of being in an unhappy marriage is how long people hold on to hope. Not because they're naive, not because they're weak, not because they're blind to reality. They hold on to hope because they remember who that person was in the beginning, or who they believe that person could become. You might find yourself thinking, maybe this time will be different. Maybe this conversation will finally land. Maybe when things calm down. Maybe if I'm clearer. Maybe if I try harder. Maybe after this season. Maybe. This loop can last years. And it doesn't mean you're foolish. It means you're loyal and loving and deeply committed to the story you wanted for your life. Hope is not the problem. Hope is human. But let's talk about what that hope is really doing. Often, hope is protecting you from the grief of acknowledging the truth. The grief that the relationship has changed. The grief that the person you loved isn't showing up for you. The grief that things may never be what you once imagined. Hope becomes a cushion, a buffer, a soft landing for emotional reality. Another reason hope hangs on is because you've invested so much. Time, energy, compromise, patience, children, homes, dreams, versions of yourself that you gave up. Your brain thinks, I worked so hard. Surely it has to mean something. And it does mean something. But it doesn't mean you're obligated to stay in a relationship that no longer honors you. There's also the hope that comes from responsibility. The desire to keep the family together. The desire to avoid hurting your kids. The desire to maintain stability. The desire to be the good one, the one who didn't give up. But here's the painful truth. You cannot will someone into becoming emotionally safe. You cannot love someone into maturity, empathy, or accountability. You can want it, you can hope for it, but you cannot force it. So how do you know when hope has shifted from human to harmful? You know when the hope keeps you stuck rather than supported. When the hope keeps you waiting rather than growing. When the hope prevents you from seeing the patterns clearly. Hope becomes harmful when it costs you your peace, your identity, your mental health, or your sense of self. But hope can also be a teacher. It shows you what you value. It shows you how deeply you can love. It shows you the version of partnership you deserve, even if you didn't receive it here. So if you're still hoping they'll change, you're not foolish, you're not weak, you're not behind. You're simply human, standing at the intersection of what you wanted and what you're living. And when you're ready, clarity will meet you there. Thanks for spending these few minutes with me. Remember, you deserve support, you deserve clarity, and you deserve to rebuild a life that feels like yours. If you need more guidance, visit freshstartsregistry.com for free resources, vetted experts, and ways to feel less alone. As always, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Olivia Howell. I'll see you next time. Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.